Hey guys, what's up? Scotch Duck here, once again. Right, yeah, Harvest Moon rocks. I actually recorded this video just last night there, but I kinda did it in the middle of the night and I was really tired and rambly, so I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm gonna pretend I have quality control for a minute and redo this, so yeah, here we go. The reason I did a video last night on this was because I just finished this right here, Story of Seasons. Now, I'll not get into this here, but as most of you probably already know, this is actually a Harvest Moon game, it's just not called Harvest Moon. And yeah, I wanted to do like a little Harvest Moon related video, you know, after playing it, because I was really loving it, you know, it was a brilliant game, highly recommend it if you're into those sort of games, you know, so I thought I'd go over all the Harvest Moon games that I've got, go over the ones that I've played, the ones I haven't, and yeah, just talk about it. So, here we go. I have 9 Harvest Moon games here. There's still a few that I have to I'm trying to get my hands on, and there's even more that I have yet still to play. I've actually only played 4 of these. Only 2 I'd actually say I've played to what I would consider completion. Because that's the thing about Harvest Moon games, right? You don't necessarily complete them, okay? To me, how I consider I've beaten a Harvest Moon game is when I get married in the game, okay? Because that's one of the things you can do. You build up your farm, and you get married, and that's usually, I've found, when the credits roll. Okay, so it's like, okay, I've considered this game beaten now. You can keep playing, you can have kids and all that, but, you know, that's when the credits roll, so, yeah, if you're like me, you got other stuff to play, you just do that. So, yeah, let's go over the games I haven't played yet. The first one I got here is Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town. Now, this is a remake of Harvest Moon Back to Nature for the PS1. And apparently this was a far better version of that game from what I've heard, you know, with a lot of like little extras and stuff, and the fact that it's portable was also a big advantage. Now I double checked, this is actually on the Wii U Virtual Console, only in America though, which is fucking pain in the arse, like, because I've not played this yet, but I would much rather just download it on the Wii U and play it there, you know, it's much more convenient for me that way. So here's hoping it comes to Europe for sure, so because I'm play that. This one right here, still at Cellophane, Hero of Leaf Valley for the PSP. Really nothing to say about this, just it's the PSP Harvest Moon game. That's pretty much it. And these other 3 are ones that I've yet to play, and they're all on the Wii. So the first one here is Harvest Moon Magical Melody. Now, this is a port of Harvest Moon Magical Melody for the GameCube, but that was only released in America. Well, not here in Europe anyway. And from what I heard, it's largely the same, but they took out some weird stuff, like the ability to play as a girl farmer. That's away for some reason. And there's apparently also some like quite forced Wii motion control things in here, so I don't know, but apart from that, this is actually considered a big favourite of the Harvest Moon community, so can't wait to get into that. And these last 2 I think are just, I think they're on the same engine based on gameplay I've seen. We have Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility and Harvest Moon Animal Parade. Don't know when I'll get to these either, quite a big backlog, isn't it? So yeah, we'll maybe one day. But yeah, so there's only 4 games here left that I actually can say I've played, and that's why I didn't really want to do this, you know? Because whenever I do like one of these rocks videos, I usually like to be quite well informed about the series and have tried to play as many as I can before I go and talk about it, you know? But I suppose it doesn't matter that much, since most Harvest Moon games are typically the same, you know? I mean, Harvest Moon fans, they're not really wanting it to be too drastically different, I guess. I know I probably wouldn't. But, yeah, this, the game that, like, got me into Harvest Moon, without a doubt, was 2013's Harvest Moon A New Beginning. Now, all my life, I consider myself not really that into these sort of slice-of-life games. I don't know if that's the official name of this game genre, but I think it's very fitting, because, you know, that's what it is. It's a slice of life, you know? Because I've never been into Animal Crossing. I've never liked The Sims, you know, so I kind of would always look at Harvestman and think, that's not for me. The only thing close that I've really liked in terms of slice of life games are the Atelier games for the PS3. I love those games. I talk about them every chance I get. That needs to be a Rocks video, that, on Atelier for sure. But yeah, I like that, but you know, I'm kind of like, I kind of thought to myself, okay, Harvestman game coming out for the 3DS, it's got good reviews, might as well buy it, just to have it if anything else, and I start playing it, fucking addicted. 60 hours later, it's like, that's it, you know, I couldn't tell you what it is, you know, you just get this, it's just a ball that just gets rolling, and it rolls harder and harder the more you play a game like this, you know, and it's so tedious at first, it really is. But then you get like your first cow, and then you milk that every morning, and then like your turnips that you're growing, it plays with your head. It's like all these like mundane things start becoming the biggest deal to you, up until the point that like you can expand your farm, or you get into a relationship with someone from the village. Just all this little stuff that really makes you want to keep coming back to it. It's phenomenal. It really is. So this may be my favourite in the series. Again, I haven't played that many, but I was hard pressed to find one that I liked as much as this. Now, as soon as I played and beat this, naturally, me being me, I went out to buy as many Harvestman games as I could. And when I bought a few, I kind of thought, right, what one will I go on to next, okay? And the one I went on to next was this one right here, Harvestman, the original for the Super Nintendo. I really like this cover here, by the way, you know, the sort of nighttime in the glow of the moon sort of thing. Because apparently that's what the harvest moon is. It's when the moon goes orange and you can still grow crops and all that in the light of the orange moon. I'm not sure if that's similar to that bloody red moon we just had there, but it's Harvest Moon. It's nicer, right? But yeah, this is on Wii U Virtual Console. I remember I actually downloaded it there to play it there. And I was a bit worried at first because I'm thinking to myself, right, this is the very first game in the series, right? Is this going to come off as very archaic and just like not really have any of the things that I liked in A New Beginning? Well, it definitely is a bit archaic, you know. There are things about it that make it even more tedious than later games in the series. But ultimately, I was really happy that the things that I liked in the latest game in the series were still present in the first one. Because I did quite get into it and all that, you know. I did not play this to a point that I would have considered complete. I actually was, I didn't even finish one whole year in this game. I got up to the winter. And I can't remember exactly what it was I did wrong, but basically in the winter I don't think you can grow any crops at all. At least not from what I could see, and because I didn't even have any animals at that time, I was too busy concentrating on the crops. I was basically going to do nothing in the game for the whole winter. So I thought to myself, right, I've buggered this up, haven't I? I'll just, I think I'll stop playing this right now. But I have every intention of going back to this and beating it properly, because this was really good, right? I was definitely recommending this, and I thought that this didn't exist for the longest time, you know, like I didn't think this came out in Europe, but here it is right here. Maybe it's a reproduction cartridge, but whatever, I don't care. It's nice to own this physically. And the game I went on to next was this one right here, Harvestman: A Wonderful Life. Now, from the research that I've done online in that, I get the impression that this is a very love or hate game in the series, because it's a bit different. Sure, you run a farm and all that, but the how should I put this? The focus apparently is on your family. You know, it's really easy to get married in this game, and you have kids and all that, and that's where apparently the main focus and appeal comes from. And because of that, like, people seem to be very 50-50 on it. Me personally, I was in the camp that didn't really like it, because there really isn't much to do in this game before you get married, for sure, you know, and like, everything just seemed way more tedious, way more slower to do, in a game that's already like mega tedious, you know. And I remember I was following a walkthrough to try and get certain events to occur. I met like all the criteria and all that, and it just wouldn't happen, and lost my patience with this one really quick, and I felt bad because I remember I went back to this game a second time to try and like give it another shot, and I got a little bit further and I just couldn't do it. I just really did not find anything in this game that I loved in the other Harvestman games, so I'm a bit disappointed by this, but again, very 50-50 amongst the community. Some people think it's the best, some people don't really like it. It's all a matter of preference, I guess. So, yeah, with that, I guess I kind of went off Harvestman for a wee bit. That was until Story of Seasons came out. Now, this came out in America. I have an American 3DS. I'm thinking to myself, right, we're probably never going to get this in Europe. Let's just buy it. So I bought it. It came with like this little rabbit thing. I don't know. It was I don't think I've seen this in the actual game. Maybe it's one of the rabbits that you get in the field or something, but whatever. And yeah, I left it lying for a little bit. I just had other games to play, you know. And then just the other month there, I'm like, okay, let's give this let's start this. And then as I'm playing it, Nintendo of Europe announces that they're going to be publishing Story of Seasons over here, so it's going to be coming out at the beginning of next year, and I was like, bloody typical, eh? But whatever, you know, it's good news that we're getting it regardless, and yeah, I think this could be my favourite in the series, just above A New Beginning. I'm not sure actually, but both of these games really got me hooked, you know? Just to the whole like slice of life stuff, and again, I'm usually not that much into those, but Harvest Moon seems to do that to me, you know. It's become quite a big favourite series of mine over the past couple of years. And again, I would like to play more of the games, but they're just such massive time sinks, as I'm sure many of you will understand, that it's kind of hard to sit down and properly play them, you know? Like, I've no idea which one I would probably go on to next. Probably one of the ones on the Wii, Magical Melody? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, will we? Lord knows what's going to happen to Harvest Moon in the future, because there is that Harvest Moon The Lost Valley, which isn't actually a Harvest Moon game. In Japan, it's not Harvest Moon, it was just made by Natsume, and apparently it's really not that good, okay? Like, there are some really apparently bad Harvest Moon games out there, mainly on the portables, you know? Like, these two and Friends of Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance are apparently the exceptions. Based on what I've heard, there is, like, not a single decent Harvest Moon game on the normal DS. Just what I've heard. I've not played any of them, so I'll not, like, say that as a fact or anything, but yeah, there's apparently a lot of poor portable ones. So, Lord knows what's going to happen in the future. I'm sure that the Story of Seasons franchise will continue. Like, considering how much this was a success for the publisher Xseed, you know? It's like, I don't doubt it one bit, but yeah. I'm rambling at this point, but that's why you guys clicked on this video, isn't it? So yeah. That's that, guys. Go play Harvest Moon. See you after. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.